What's up, guys, and welcome back to Thinny's Garage. In today's video, we are going to be doing the brakes, bearings, ball joints, all kinds of stuff on this Honda Recon today. A lot of it I've already done, kind of off camera, but oh well. Let's get right into it. So I've done several things off camera. The ball joints on this knuckle were bad, the top and bottom. I've already done those. I have a video on how to do the top one. The bottom was exactly the same, so I figured why take up the time to do it. I also replaced the steering stem bushing up here today and the bearing down there. I actually just got done with that and got everything back together. I did that off of camera as well. And I also went through these wheel cylinders, cleaned them all out, got them all cleaned up and ready to go for new brake fluid. And my plan now is I pressed out all the bearings on these hubs, and I bought some new bearings to put in there. They weren't that bad, but they were not great either. So I figured for like 10 bucks, I might as well just replace them while I have them out. I have a press, might as well just do it. So that's what I think we're gonna work on first, getting that back on. And then we can do our brakes. I got some new brake shoes, and then we'll actually bleed the brakes, and then I think this front end will be completed, and I won't be doing anything else with it. So then we should be good to go. I mean, the steering is nice and tight now. I just realized this screw up here is missing because I had this thing on upright. So I'll have to find that here in a little bit. Actually, I see it. It's over here. Wow, look at there. Got it right there. All right, so let me probably actually what I need to do. I pressed in the ball joint, the upper ball joint on this one. And again, I did that one too. So I can put this A-arm back in. It's just 2 bolts up there, slide it in. I'm gonna put the shock strut back on, put all these brake things back on here, and then that way this is done and we can start working on the bearings for the hubs. This side is done and both brake shoes are on. Again, I have videos showing how to do this, so hopefully you can figure it out. Don't do what I did and keep the shock up here after you put all this on, because you'll have to take it right back off to put the shock down, or I guess undo that bolt. I guess I could have done that. Anyway, everything is tight now. Now we're gonna go over here to the press, and we got the hubs, and there's also a spacer in between each hub, in between the bearings. So we should have 4 bearings in this kit, 4 seals, 4 bearings, should all be the same size. Press in one, flip it over, put the seal in, press in the other. So that's what I'm gonna do real quick. If you don't have a press, you can use a hammer and some pounding. But again, I'm gonna try to use my press. Hopefully I can find the correct size for this, and hopefully it goes pretty easy. Also have done a few things off camera again. I went through this entire carburetor, cleaned everything out. I bought a rebuild kit for that, mainly for the gaskets. And then this head, I've gone and cleaned it up as best as I could, cleaned all the gasket surfaces up, relapped the valves, cleaned everything off as best as I could, and that's kind of where we're at. This was the bushing for the steering, if you were wondering. A lot of the bearings and stuff in here I threw in there. They were absolutely bad. So now I'm going to press these in, and hopefully it goes well. It is crazy how easy it is to have a press. I forget that I have this thing sometimes, and I'll spend way too long hammering down bearings to get them in here. Both bearings are in. Had no problems, literally just sunk right in. If you're curious, a size 32 in these mixed power sockets, I'll have those linked. Fit this exactly how you need to. I've used the crap out of these sockets. They're actually really good. They're impact rated sockets. Also, I'll have this press linked because it is so worth it. I put some grease in there, and I'm gonna put some grease in the seals here, and then put press those seals on here, and we should be good to go with this one. Switch over to this one, do the same thing. All right, got one on, slid right on. Do not forget, and look at that, beautiful, beautiful spin. Do not forget, each of these hubs have a spacer, so you need to put the spacer on first, and then you can slide your hub on, your new hub here with the bearings, like that. Ooh, this one, a little rough, but that's the brakes, not the bearings. Look at that. And then obviously your other spacer here, slide that on. Probably could have cleaned those up a little bit, but that's okay. And then your castle nut. So I'm gonna get these torqued down. I do not know the torque specs. I haven't really torque spec'd anything on this thing. I've just been zipping it with my impact and calling it good. And now, once that's done, we can hook up our banjo bolt here and hope that our brakes bleed. That's my literally least favorite part of all this. And once the brakes are done, boy, we will be good to go on this front end. It'll be tip-top shape. New steering stem bushing, new steering stem bearing, new wheel bearings, new ball joints on the right side over there, top and bottom. This side was fine. It was a microscopic play here. Not enough for me to worry about. So I'm not gonna worry about that. And I probably could have done the tie rods, but again, not gonna worry about those either. They seem okay for the time being. So let me zip these things on. I don't have any cotter pins. I'll have to go find some. I have a little set of them somewhere. So I'll zip those on, get the cotter pins in, and then we'll start working on the brakes. I'm running into the same dilemma as I did with one of the other Recons. Actually, this is sucking through there. I need to make sure that's capped off a little bit, or topped off. I'm having no problem pulling fluid through this tube right here, but there's no fluid going through these rubber hoses once it meets the T down here. So that's kind of where I'm stuck at. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm going to blow air through this T right here, and I have that side open. Hopefully air goes through, and I'll do the other side with the other, or the same thing with the other side. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. All right, that actually worked surprisingly well. I pinched this off, and that way fluid didn't drain down while I was doing that. I opened one bleeder, blew compressed air in, blew out all nasty rusty brake fluid, and closed this side, did the same thing to this side. Put compressed air in it, it blew it all out. So I think we should be good and should see some fluid moving through there now. At least that is the hope. I'm going to try to use this bleeder, and I'll have that link down below if you want to get one. It's very useful. So you don't have to open, close, open, close. You just pour fluid in, suck it through, do the same thing on the other side, and boom, you're done. So I'm going to try to do that real fast, and hopefully we have front brakes. The brakes are done. That was more painful than I was hoping it would be, but not as painful as it has been in the past. So I blew out both brake lines on the bottom here, these two rubber lines, but what it ended up happening was this bleeder was clogged, and it took me forever to figure that out. Used some brake cleaner, used a metal wire, finally got that bleeder valve cleared out, and then fluid finally started coming through using my little vacuum. It's all good to go now. The brakes work. They get tight. You can't move this thing. It doesn't want to move at all. I'll have to adjust them more once it gets started and rolling and I can actually test the brakes, because right now I obviously have to. You can't really adjust them because you can't roll this thing. So that's it for the front end. Now I'm just waiting on the top end, the battery, an ignition coil, gaskets, the carb kit. I'm trying to think what else I'm waiting on. Hopefully that's all I need. Hopefully I don't need a CDI or a solenoid or anything like that. Now there is a wire coming off of this that's cut, a green wire, and a black wire coming off of this that's cut. Where do they go? I don't know. The wire here is just loose, so this must plug into something. And then our positive connection here is obviously cut off, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I have another cord I could use, but this is all tied into one, so I don't know. Maybe I'll strip this and see if I can get it to work. We'll see. I'm not sure. Oh man, right now what's going to happen. I think that's all I can do. I did find the key. It was buried in my truck, so I'm glad I found that. Trying to see what else. I think that's it. So we got the steering stem, bushing, and bearing done. The ball joints on the top and bottom A-arm on this side. The wheel bearings on both sides. And I think that's it. Oh, and obviously the new brake shoes and the front brakes are bled. So now I didn't obviously show a lot of that stuff. I kind of just told you guys, but a lot of this I've done in past videos with this exact four-wheeler. So the only thing I haven't done is the steering stem bushing and bearing, but it's the same thing as the 400. I still have to do this on the 400, and I've done a video on that long ago. So if you want to check that out, go ahead. But that's probably going to be the end of this one as far as where we're at. I don't even know if I want a new seat. I may keep this old seat. I'm trying to limit how much money I put into this because I don't even know if it will run yet or shift through the gears or anything. I did get a shifter too as well. I'm waiting on that. The rear end, it does look like the swing arm bearings are shot, which really sucks because that is an absolute pain. You have to weld those to get them out of there. At least that's the only thing that I found that worked. So that really sucks. I really don't want to have to do that, but I guess if I have to, I will. Tried to find some motor mounts. They're kind of difficult to find, so I may just leave it as it is because once that top motor mount is on here, this thing shouldn't wiggle left and right really at all. Yeah, that's probably going to be it, guys. It's probably going to be the end of this one. All right, that's going to be the end of this one, guys. If you want to watch any of the videos, I should have a playlist with Honda Recons or something similar to that name, and all the stuff that I've done on this will probably be somewhere on that playlist because I've done all this stuff before. If you want to help support the channel, consider subscribing and using the links in the description. They give me a little bit of kickback. They're affiliate links. So thank you guys for watching. I don't know what else to say. If you have any tips, tricks, or questions or anything like that, leave them down below in the comments. And other than that, guys, I hope you have a good day. Bye.